Hey guys, and welcome to this fourth installment of the cave level tutorial. Today we're gonna texture in Substance Painter. I did a quick pass in ZBrush and I got a bunch of things out of that. A ambient occlusion map and a normal map. In Substance Painter we need these and we need one more. If you look at Substance Painter, let's just open it up real quick. You can see that it asks for a bunch of maps. Let me quickly grab an object. Okay. So it needs a normal map, an ID map, well that's a possibility, an ambient occlusion map, and most of all a curvature map. It needs this map for the special effects, like the tear and wear on the edges. So usually you will get this map from programs like Substance Designer, but there's also a trick that you can use to make it yourself. So for example, I'm gonna work on the gates first, so I'm gonna grab my normal map from the gate, which I got from ZBrush, and then we're gonna do something to it. So first thing, I'm gonna copy my layers twice, and I'm gonna call this R and this one G. So R stands for red and G stands for green. Then I'm gonna go to my image and apply image. I'm gonna set the blending on normal, and I'm gonna choose channel red. You can see that it now turns black and white. I'm gonna do the same thing for my green channel, so apply image. I'm set this one to green this time, and you can see we get two, well, pretty boring images right now. So next trick, I'm gonna go to my filter and then stylize and emboss. This is like the first real reason why I use this filter, otherwise it's awful. But for now we're gonna use it. So again, filter, stylize, emboss, but this time I'm gonna set the wrong one. I'm gonna set the angle to 90 degrees. So red is 0 degrees and green is 90 degrees. Next I'm gonna overlay my red channel on top of my green channel, and then you get these really nice white lines. White means that there's a lot of curvature there, which is exactly what we want. So I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna call this gate CRV. There you go. So now we can actually start texturing it in Substance Painter. So I'm gonna grab a new one real quick. So new file. I'm gonna discard this one, and I'm gonna select my gate OBJ. I'm gonna hit OK, and for this one we're gonna go for a 2K map. It's plenty. Then I'm gonna add my AO, my curvature, and my normal map. Then I'm just gonna click on OK. So this is the mesh that we got from Maya, and these are textures that we've just loaded in from ZBrush and Photoshop. So first thing first, I'm gonna select my texture set. I'm gonna go my normal map. I'm gonna select it. You can see it actually changed in the viewport. Next up is the ambient occlusion map. You can see that's a bit of ambient occlusion there. And next up is my curvature map. There you go. So everything is now loaded. Then we can actually start painting and start texturing it. So first thing first, I'm gonna just delete the first layer because we don't want to use it, and I'm gonna create a fill layer. This one here. In this case it's filled with a color. You can pick a color that you want to, or you can actually use a substance that is provided by the program. And since this is like a steel gate, I want to go for something that is steel, so I'm gonna maybe like go for painted steel. Let's see what it looks like. And it's pretty cool. Or maybe metal steel. No, let's not do that. Metal aluminum. Or maybe just metal, straight up metal. Yeah, this is cool. This looks way cool. This is nice. So it's now filled with an actual shader. That's why it's really cool, really helpful. And by holding shift I can actually change the lighting situation. You can also choose a different HDR, so you have a different lighting setup. So for example, we pick the airport and then you get this very diffuse lighting. Or if we pick something like the inside of a room at the elevator, you get a much more shiny. I tend to use the airport because it's a very diffuse one, or something like the initial one. Let's try this one. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna use the panorama for now. This will be this one. Okay. Cool. Easy. But we're not done, obviously. CQ textures is my friend, so I've got get a lot of my textures from here, including metal. So I'm gonna go for the metal and I'm gonna pick something out that looks pretty nice. Maybe something like, let's check scratches. I'm gonna have something dirty and dark. So maybe this is actually the most difficult part of texturing, figuring out what kind of textures you want to use. Let's check bear. This is pretty cool. I think we're gonna use something like this. I like this one. Let's go for small. Let's do medium. And from your folder you can drag it back into the texture slot down here, so I'm going to drag it from my downloads just right in there, and then we can actually start using it. So next step would be create a new layer up here, and then you get a bunch of options here like base color, height, roughness, metallic. Substance Painter uses a Pbr shader, which is a physically based rendering shader, so it tries to mimic, well, physically correct shaders. So first thing, I'm gonna pick a brush. I think I'm gonna go for something like the third one. And then the question is, do I want to paint all my color, height, rough and metal, or just, for example, all my color, or just rough, or just metal? I'm gonna turn off height, and I'm gonna up the roughness a little bit more, and maybe the metallic as well a little bit. See what it looks like, and then I'm gonna drag my texture in the base color, and then you can actually start painting that texture over it, as you can see. I kind of want it to be at the edges, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and I'm going to hold Control and right click, and I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller, something like this. And I'm going to paint around the edges. It doesn't have to be precise for now, because we can still mask it out later on. So I'm going to first do it very quickly, very roughly, something like this. Maybe let's even turn on the height and see what happens then. So let's do this again. So I'm gonna delete this layer and see what happens with the height enabled. There we go. But it doesn't do much because there's nothing in the height slot. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna drag my metal bear. I'm gonna add a new layer. I'm gonna drag it in my height, so it now also becomes my height map. And then this is starts, as you can see, a little bit too much, and it's an understatement, but we can change that. So I'm just gonna keep on painting it around the edges, something like this. And let's fix the height, because this looks really bad. So I'm gonna go to my layers and I'm gonna click on base color and change it to height. Then you can actually lower it down to something you like, if I like it at all. Maybe just a little bit. You can also of course change it to the settings like multiply, for example. See what happens then. This is nice. It actually goes on the inside right now, as you can see right here. That's the effect I kind of want to have, so that looks really cool actually. Brilliant. Next one. Let's do this one now. And again, just paint around the edges. So you get this feel that it's been used. Same here. Let's zoom a little bit outwards. Same here at the bottom. We can assume that this gate has been used several times, so it actually has been opened and closed a lot, so you can actually see the marks on the parts that hit the ground or are being interacted with. So stuff like this here tends to be scraped. Maybe a bit more even around here on the points of the actual object. Cool, let's go up, and same thing here. I'm just gonna paint it around the edges. Maybe we also want to do something like around these edges. I want to create something as well. So I'm gonna go to my base color again. I'm gonna create a new map, because then I can actually turn it down or lower it. And again, I'm just gonna keep the same settings, make it a little bit bigger. And well, let's use a different brush, maybe like something like this. See what happens. No. Some scratches this one. Let's try that one. So it actually scratches against the walls inside our cave. Let's do it here as well. And just paint to the side. And again, let's change the height. Let's turn it to multiply again. See what it looks like a bit up close. We can do more. I want more. Maybe even change the brush and just keep on painting until you're satisfied with it. Yeah, this looks like something. Let's do it like this. And just keep on doing it so we're happy. I kind of like this. Again, with holding shift you can change the lighting situation. Okay. Maybe I want to lower this down a little bit color wise because it's not really present, so I might want to change it to something, or let's check the setting. Multiply. Kind of works, to be honest. Let's see what it looks like in the color itself. When I press C on my keyboard, you go to your color, or in this case my base color. By pressing again you go to the height, roughness and metallic and base color, and by pressing M you can go back again to your actual shader. I kinda like this, to be honest. It's actually pretty cool, but let's see what else we can do. Color burn. It's not bad, not bad. It's gonna be difficult picking one of these. And, maybe screen and then lower it by a lot. The thing we see now the most is not the actual color, but the height and the metallic and roughness. I kind of like it though. Let's set it to multiply like this, so we get these very darkish colors, or just normal and then lower it, something like that. Yeah, okay, let's just keep it like that. I think that's pretty neat actually. Let's do the same thing here with this one. So I'm gonna grab my dirt, I'm gonna add a different channel. First gonna set it multiply as well, which is normal. We're gonna do the same thing here, so I'm gonna just paint. I'm just gonna go to town here. Maybe this entire part actually. Something like this. I actually did something wrong, I realize now, because I should have done this as two separate objects, but I'll just fix it later on. Let's undo this, I don't like it. Let's create a mask for now. You can actually create masks inside this program, which is why it's so cool. So I'm gonna go to this one here, the geometry decal, and then you can actually select the faces that you want to select. So in this case you can actually select like this entire part here. By clicking on a face you can actually select or give it a different material, which is really cool. So I'm gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna add a mask, a black mask. I'll click here. Again I'm gonna go to my decal options and I'm gonna fill it with black. Or let's do it with white, so it actually selects all the parts in there. And then grab this one, and then you can create a, as you can see, it actually creates a, let's do it like this, or not, like this. So it creates a mask based on the actual shape. It looks pretty, it's a really helpful tool, so keep it in mind, but you can actually use this one. So don't be afraid to use it. I'm gonna click black, and I'm gonna select these faces. I actually can, would be helpful. Because I don't want these to be selected. Let's go further. Let's go even further. Let's hide all of these. And these. So you can actually see in here how the map changes. It's really helpful actually. There you go. So let's go back to our color and just start painting again. Now you can see what happens. So I'm gonna go to my paintbrush, and now I should be able to paint right over it without getting something weird. I forgot that one. Oh, let's change it. Let's add it. Pick my color, face, this one, and this one. This one as well. Perfect. Can be a bit of annoying selecting the faces, because sometimes it does work really well. There you go, much better. Okay, and color again, and just go to town. Brilliant. Okay, let's go to my height again, and let's change this to multiply and lower it. Or actually, don't even need to. It just creates this very nice indentation. Looks pretty damn sweet, if I say so. Myself, I'm gonna lower it a little bit, the color. The same goes for maybe like the roughness, so it becomes a bit more shiny, something like this. And metallic as well, becomes a bit more less metallic, something like this maybe. You can do the same thing for here, change them and it becomes less and less metallic. So let's set it to 50. And this one go to 50, and let's go to roughness again and do the same thing here, so you can actually see it change. So let's make it a little bit rougher. Let's do 70. And same here, 70. The rougher it is, the more it becomes like, for example, stone. And the higher it is, the smoother it is, it becomes more like an actual metal. Like for example chrome or just metal plating in this example. Okay, I like this, to be honest. Looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna go to my base color again and I'm gonna go through what it looks like. The actual texture, so this is my height. This is my roughness. And this is my metallic. This is the color. As you can see, there's not that much color differentiation yet. I kinda don't like it, but first I'm gonna grab my brush over here and I'm just gonna get rid of some parts. I'm just gonna click here and there to break it up a little bit more. Otherwise you'll get these very bland colors. I kinda want to have a bit more interesting, so I'm gonna break it up a little bit more. I'm just tapping on my Wacom. Just small taps to break it up. See what it looks like now, and that looks a little bit better. Okay, you can do the same thing for these layers as well. So by just tapping once in a while, you break the colors a little bit up. Otherwise, it's gonna be one giant, well, flood of colors. I don't really like that, so I just try to get a bit more, to break it up a little bit more. By doing it, it becomes a bit more interesting each time you tap it. Same here, here. Okay. Overall, this looks pretty good, but the color, it's still not good enough. First, I'm gonna save it though before it starts crashing. So I'm gonna call this, for example, I'm just gonna save it in my project folder, my project folder. So cave level, I'm just gonna save it in assets, for example. I'm gonna call this gate. Perfect. So I've got a pretty big texture library by now, because I pretty much save all the textures that I download. I'm also working on a thing called a cinematic in my spare time, which I don't have that much, but hopefully I'll get more time on it. So this is just a small part of just textures, for example, and bricks of metals, pretty much of everything, even tear and wear, like skies, just to make things a lot easier but for myself, so I can actually just go through textures and pick ones I like. I also got a bunch of decals, which are nothing more than a kind of image, black and white image or color image. In this case I also have dirt, and I'm gonna use dirt, so I'm gonna grab this decal stain 86, which is this one, and I'm just gonna drag it in again and import it into my textures. Now I'm gonna use this as a dirt, just as plain old dirt over the entire object. To break things up even more, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna paint. First thing I'm doing, I'm gonna set it to multiply. I'm just gonna paint till like it. I should actually get it to work. It's not gonna work. My bad. I should really pick a brush. So I'm gonna input it into my base color. Again, make it bigger, and I'm just gonna paint. You see, you actually get some more color differentiation in there. I tend to paint a lot in this solo method, because then you can actually see what the colors will look like. Let's check it here. Yeah, this is getting really dirty. I like it. Maybe a bit more here. Also at the bottom, I want to have more dirt, more present dirt, because it actually hits the ground. So I'm just gonna let's create a new layer. Let's put it to multiply again. And I'm just gonna paint right over it, something like this. I just want to make it dirty, so that it has actually hit the ground at some point. There you go. Check it again here. Maybe some more dirt here in the corners as well. Some more there, just to make it. Just give it the feel that it's actually been used a while. So also around the corners here. Don't forget that this is 3D, so there are multiple sides to an object, not just one. It's a very common mistake that I see. Maybe a bit more here. Look there. And then again, with this brush again, you can just tap and just get rid of some parts that you don't like, or just make it even more organic. So same here. Just get rid of it once in a while. I like it though, so let's save this. It's actually starting to look something like a very creepy old door. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. So you should be a bit more organized than I am right now. This is just a whole bunch of, well, layer 1 to layer 5. So let's call this, let's just rename this. This is our metal base. I'm just gonna call it metal base. This is my, well, let's call it edgeware. I don't know what this one was. Okay, this is the second edgeware. Let's call it door edgeware. So I know where it is. This is the upper door. Oh, I should should add a R to it. And this is the dirt. Let's call it base dirt, and let's call this edge dirt. Edge dirt. Cool. So far, so good. This is looking pretty solid. So let's add a new one layer, and I'm gonna go through the substance effects, see if they actually work this time. So the substance effects is something you can add to a layer. In this case, I'm gonna add a new layer. I'm just gonna call this substance, like so. And then this case here you can actually add effects. Then you can pick one. So I'm gonna see if this one works. This is the metal edgeware. See if it actually does something. It does. So it looks for the edges based on your curvature map and your ambient occlusion map, and then just starts adding dirt. You can see it here. It works out pretty well here, to be honest. That works really well. Do I like it? Nah, not really. You can also change some settings. So let's, for example, let's turn down the ambient occlusion masking. So it's just the so it just uses the curvature map. Let's do some scale, crunch scale. You can actually see what happens here. It looks pretty okay, but let's turn on the height, for example, and the roughness and the metallic. Oh, that actually looks much better. Let's add the metal and the rough in there. And let's turn on height again. No, I don't want height. Let's just do the metal, because then you get these really nice edges. Looks pretty damn good. Let's lower it down, lower the opacity down, so like something like 40. Okay, let's add a new one. Again, substance effect, and let's see what else we can do with this one. This is just dirt, that's dirt. You see here, it works pretty much the same as the previous one, so I'm going to turn this one off for a second so you can see what happens. It adds dirt around the edges. Mind blowing, I know. Let's see what is this one. This is paintware. No, we don't have paint. Let's add some leaks. See if it works pretty well. The answer will be no. I still haven't got this one to work properly. Maybe I'm just being an idiot, but big fat chance. But let's add this one. Rust. Dripping rust. Holy crap, that looks awful. Let's turn off height. This might work, so let's do it to multiply. Let's just do color. Do we even have color? A little bit. Let's add roughness again. Or just metallic. And roughness. Make it something like this. I kind of like it. And I don't like it all at the same time. You can actually change the position of the object as well. The position based on the color. Let's make it all the way black. Pretty cool effect. I can see its use. In this case, well, let's turn this one to multiply and let's go to the roughness and lower it down. Something like this. Let's see what it looks like with different lighting condition. Even less. Metallic looks good. This one's fine. Yep. I like it. Let's save it. Okay. This is, let's call it substance 2. Pretty sweet. Looks pretty damn good. So let's continue to the fun part, where Substance Painter gets really amazing, is that you can paint with particles. It blows my mind, to be honest, that it actually is possible, but it's really good. So for example, I can use this heavy leaking here, and I can paint around these edges here. You see what happens. You can actually see that it starts, well, dripping down my object. Put the multiply, you can see a little bit better, or not. It's here, or not. Was it using stencil? No. This one. I should really add textures to it. There you go. You can actually see that it starts dripping down our object. Here as well. Let's set to multiply. Oh, multiply. There you go. You can actually see that it adds color to it. It's mind blowing, to be honest. Let's grab this texture. Let's do leaks, this one as well. So I'm gonna multiply it again. Our cool thing is this also paints on the different channels. I really don't like this, to be honest. Let's just do that again. This time let's make it a little bit longer. You can change all the settings here if you want to. So particle life, I'm gonna increase it. And let's do it again. So I got a new layer set up, and I'm just gonna paint so they last longer. They don't die as quickly. As you can see. Let's set it to multiply. Well, shouldn't really. I should be working the right channel though. Otherwise, it's gonna take forever. So multiply the color. There you go. My bad. You can see that it starts painting and like this dripping effect. It's really cool. Then again, the question would be, does it drip inside a cave? Probably not. But it's cool though, let's face it. Or maybe like burn. You can make things get burned. You can actually see the effect here. And then the smoke actually creates these pretty interesting effects. But for this it's really not that helpful, so I'm just gonna save it. Let's keep it like this. Maybe we should also do the backside as well, I suppose. Oh, actually it's done by accident, I suppose, but looks pretty okay. Skill, yeah. Easy. I like it. Cool. Let's move on. So this one is pretty good. If you're to export it, you can just hit export all channels and that would just export the entire object. So for now I'm just going to save it because we have plenty more to do, and it kind of crashes my computer a lot, so I don't want to have you guys witness that. So I'm going to hit new and I'm going to select again, and I'm going to go for my props. This one. I'm gonna go for 2K again. I'm gonna add my props, AO, and normal. And again, I'm gonna make the curvature map from the normal map. So I'm gonna go to my props 1 normal, this map, and again I'm gonna copy paste this layer. I'm just gonna duplicate it. So 1, 2. I'm gonna call this R again, and this green. Again, image, apply image, red channel. Image, apply image, and this time the green channel. Then again, filter, stylize, emboss. For red it's 0 degrees, and for green it's 90 degrees. And overlay my red channel. Save it. I'm just gonna CRV for curvature, and close the normal map. And let's add the map. So I'm gonna go to my documents. Oh, documents. Yeah, I've got a mess, I know. And assets, and I'm gonna find props 1 curvature. I can drag it in. Yep, there you go. So again, with my object selected, I'm gonna click my normal map, this one. See if it's actually correct. This looks really awkward though. Oh, I fucked up. I see, I fucked up. That's too bad. Ah well. Doesn't matter for this though. This looks really weird though, but hey. I'll figure it out later on. Occlusion map and curvature map. This one. I'll just see what's going on here later on. This is really weird though. This looks so bad. Don't know where that is. Oh. Fuck it. So this time you can see we have different objects and different parts. So we're gonna have to do some different methods. For example, this part here, we want to have different objects. This one different object, the steps are different object, and this one as well. So we have to do something different. So first thing, I'm gonna grab some textures that I have. I've got a couple of marble granites, for example, and plaster bear. Plaster I'm gonna use on the pillars. So maybe this one for the pillars. That looks pretty good. Plaster bear, behold, this one. Let's drag it in. This one, maybe for the stairs I want to have something different, maybe like marble, maybe, or just concrete. Let's just do concrete. That's way more fun. The arches. This one I want to have something like brick, or maybe on this like. What else do we have? Well, bark is not really helpful, but let's see. This one, this one, this one. Would this be cool? Well, this could be cool though for the stairs. That would be cool. Marble white 64. That may be really cool for the stairs. Let's see what else we have. No. Would that be cool? Probably not. No. Let's use concrete on that one as well, but different color. Okay. So let's do this part first. So I'm gonna add a new fill layer. I'm gonna pick concrete. Oh, if I can just click. There you go. So I'm gonna pick concrete from all of the list. So let's say, for example, light one. This one. It's gonna fill it. And it looks pretty good. This part, I know it's bad, but then again you won't even see it, so I don't mind. You can also change the scale so it tiles a bit more. Just don't go overboard. Maybe something like this, 5. Let's add 5 exactly. 5. This looks pretty sweet though, I have to say. Let's see what else we have. Maybe this one. If it doesn't crash, would be cool. So this is just me just looking through them and just see what looks good and what doesn't look good. So let's try one here. Oh, see, this looks really bad. We don't want that. So let's go to 5 again, or maybe something like 6. Oh, actually get it to work. 6. Maybe this one. Wait for it. Oh, this is quite nice. Huh. I'm a bit surprised actually, as you can probably hear. Huh. I kinda like this actually. By mistake. Huh. Would this be cool for this part here, or just this part here? Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the walls for that one. I like it. So, okay, so we got the walls covered. Then we're gonna add a new fill layer. Just turn this one off, for example, and let's do a more like concrete 83. Let's see what this one does. Huh. Again, let's lock this. So let's also do 6. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Now you can actually add a mask, so a black mask for this one. Click on the mask here, and then we're gonna use the decal, geometry decal again. Zoom. Then we want to add white. See if this actually works. Let's use this one. It's based on the UV island right now that I'm choosing from. This one. Then you get this. Let's go to paint again. Do I like it? I actually kind of do. So as a base layer, this looks pretty good. So I'm gonna call this props. I mean, this is just the base layer that we want to use, nothing more. So for now, it's pretty okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add, but this time I'm gonna grab my marble white or my plaster. Let's do plaster in there. Turn these ones off. Then you should get the image. It's really unclear though. Let's do marble white here. Oh, I like it and I don't at the same time. 3. You want to look at the scale though of the object. Right now it looks really weird, but it's also because of the normal map that's really fucked up. And this part here, don't look at it. Just don't look at it. Oh. Does it look cool though? That will be the question. Maybe something like this one again, but let's add a levels. So levels, so we can actually change the color. You can make it darker. Let's do this. Ooh, that's awful. A bit higher maybe, something like here. You can also change the metallic as well if you want to. Metallic effects. So let's do this one here. No. Let's go for the marble because we can. Oh, why not? Let's try this one for the height. It's gonna either look amazing or awful. I say it's awful. Let's also put it in the roughness and in the metallic. Just put it everywhere. Why? Well, we can change it, so why not? So let's go to our height first, and let's just all the way down. So just a little bit. You can still see the fake part of it. Let's put this to normal. So it's just this part that's actually shining through. Let's go to roughness. Actually kinda do something like this, and the metallic something like 50. Let's go for 50 or 50. Oh, I should really learn to type 50 and 50. 50. So it's a bit shiny, but not that too shiny. As you can see, I kinda like it. Cool. Let's do the same thing here. So I'm gonna add a black mask. Pick it again with this one, and then I'm just gonna use UV again. I'm just gonna grab this one and this one, and you just select them. Click. I can actually click. There you go. Cool. Easy peasy. Let's check here. Let's put these two on again, just like we had. I kinda like this down to its stairs as well. I like it and don't like it all at the same time. It's a bit. Maybe let's add a new fill layer, and let's first create a mask so it's a bit easier to see. So add black mask. This one, and just click the part here. So it now has that part. This one. Click. Click. I really bad at clicking apparently. And click. So we can actually, it's a bit easier to see what it will look like. Just this part here. But it looks kind of cool though. Not really helpful, but it looks kind of cool. So let's change the fill layer. So I'll click on this part here so we actually get to the fill part. And let's just pick one and see what happens. No. Maybe this one. No. 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 Oh hell no. This one's a bit more tricky. Almost. Actually it looks really quite cool. Let's do it higher so it is. No. No. Pavement. Let's go nuts. Let's do just pavement. Oh, not bad actually. So I was just joking, but this is actually kind of cool. It's just the color that's a bit wrong, but otherwise it's actually quite cool. Let's do 15 or 20. And this part is annoying though. Maybe higher, 32. Is that cool or is that not cool? I don't know yet. Tricky. Let's change the colors. So tiles color I'm going to turn to something like white. I honestly don't know. Annoying. Let's do ground color or something differently so you actually get this nice. There you go. Let's not make it black because black doesn't exist. A bit lower or something like that. I like it and I don't like it. Let's fill around with this. Oh, let's add some snow. Even though there's no snow in this part here in the cave, but hey, let's just fill around with it. Because why not? Because we can. Let's not do that. Let's change the water level though. See what that one does. Ooh, that makes it really shiny. That makes it really shiny. Interesting. So no, that's a big fat now. They look cool, but ground tiles maybe. Oh no. This one. Same one. Too recent. Nope. Could work. Hell no. Plastic's not gonna help us. Wood planks? That'd be weird? That would be weird. That would be very weird. So let's do just one more time the ground tiles, this one. I kinda liked it. Oh, click. Actually works. Not doing much. Why is it doing much? Let's just get rid of it. Click. Oh. I'm being stupid. It's cool, but it's too new. And we can't really change the dirt in it, so that's really a shame, to be honest. Let's do a new seed. Oh, I got an email. It's white. And white. White, because we can. No, it's just too weird. It's just too weird. Let's do gravel. See what that looks like. Could work. Let's do it. Let's add a bit more tile into it. It's a bit too strong though. The height. but I like it. Height range, let's lower it so it's not that strong anymore. Let's also do some ambient occlusion in there. So let's turn this down like 0.03. See what that does. 4. Yeah, it's much better. Much better. Let's add a little bit less layers to it. Gravel square. It's the hardest part of texturing is figuring out what kind of base you want to use. I kind of like it, but then again I don't like it. So yeah. Let's turn off rough and metal and metal and roughness and metal. No, I don't like it. So let's not do that, and let's use the Pbr. Although that's barely visible marble. Let's see what that one does. I still like that though, but it's just really tricky. See what else you have. Pbr. A bit yellowish could be helpful. Let's go to my other folder. This is not all my textures though, I gotta ship more, but oh, that's a dude. That's a dude as well. Toilet paper texture for some reason. I didn't even know I had that. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. I want something subtle. Yeah, these are all rocks though. Oh, cool. Let's try this one. 12. Color. Color. Normal color. Let's grab it. Let's import it and let's check it out. Huh. That was a pretty good choice actually. Just lower it down a lot, so like 5, so there's not that much tiling going on. Otherwise I'll just get annoyed. I kind of like this actually, so let's save it. Let's just leave it for now and continue on, otherwise we're going to spend like 5 hours just figuring out what kind of base we want to use. So let's go here, and then I'm going to use these parts there, so I'm going to fill it with something like concrete again, like this one, for example. Or this one. Or this one. Holy crap, that's dirty. Nope. Let's just use this one for now. There you go. And then again I'm gonna add a mask, black mask. This one, and I'm just gonna go there, UV, click, click. It's just all clicking. I think I got them all. Yeah. Cool. Let's just leave it for now, and let's grab this thingy here. I also want to make it turn into marble. Oh, that's nasty. Oh. So let's do marble again. So put it in there. Oh, we should really make a fill layer. Marble it. That looks sweet actually. Gonna turn down the roughness on this one. A bit more towards the metallic, so it's a bit more shiny. And again a black mask. And let's do this one. UV, click. And these two. The well over there, I might just keep it like this. Zoom in if I can actually. Zoom, zoom. Yeah, I'm gonna do it differently. So I'm gonna maybe like bricks. Would that be cool? Whoa. Not like that though. Oh, there you go. First let's add the mask. There you go. That looks really awkward. That looks truly awkward. So let's not do that. Let's try these bricks. Oh. No. No. Concrete. So this looks really bad because, well, the tile is, or the UV island isn't that big. So and then you get these. Let's rotate it a little bit, like 1, 2, and then offset. Or maybe 1, oh, 2. Nah, fuck it. This is annoying. Let's lock these. Let's do some simple concrete. Like the black one, like this one. I still like it a lot though, so that's fine. Let's keep like this. So let's see, we got it all, I think, right now. We got all the parts textured, or at least the base is covered. Yes, it is. Okay. Then you can start adding the good stuff. So let's first name everything. So this one was, if I'm not mistaken, these parts here. Actually works, yeah. So let's call these. Let's call this gate wall. So I can know what I'm talking. I can see what I'm working on. It's a bit easier. This should be the gate itself. It is. Let's call these arches. This should be the pillars. Pillars. This should probably be the stairs. Yep. This is the stair railing, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. This is our fountain or water ornament. Let's call it ornament. Ornament. And this is our well. Okay. So we got everything nice and organized. You should though, because otherwise it's gonna be very annoying texturing stuff. So I'm gonna grab, add a layer, and again I'm gonna import my decals. So I'm gonna go back to my cinematic folder, textures, decals. I'm gonna add dirt. It was this one, nope, that one, 86. So I'm gonna import it again, just drag it inside textures folder. Done. I'm gonna go to my brush. I'm gonna pick dirt and add the decal into the base color, a lot smaller, and then I'm just gonna turn to multiply and go down. Adding dirt is actually really important for your, well, level, otherwise everything will look, oh, that looks pretty nasty. Let's undo that. Let's add one more. I also had roughness and metallic turned on. Let's not do that. I need to go for height, so I just want to add dirt. Just here, multiply it, and then paint. Like so. And a bit higher as well. I should actually change those as well to the gate one. Might as well do this straight away actually. So I'm gonna grab the mask here. I'm gonna go to my and grab this one. So actually we're gonna crack one. Yeah, I am. And this one. It's calculating. Yep, there you go. And we can paint again. Okay. Let's continue adding dirt. I don't know what you're doing. This one. Also here at the bottom of the rocks. Don't forget the other side as well. Since this is a level, so you can walk both ways. You need to keep that in mind. So here as well. So right there. Maybe you can even go further and add dirt around this crease. Where two objects meet, there is dirt. Very simple. So same here up top as well. And also just add depth to your texture. And overall it just looks really good. So don't be afraid to add dirt to everything. Nothing is clean. That's something to keep in mind when you're texturing. Nothing is ever perfectly clean, so by all means just go and add dirt to everything. It will just add to the feeling of your texture. Because ideally you want to tell a story with your texture. You can describe what happened in the past to a certain object, like for example this part here. It's dirty, it's decaying, so you can tell it's been there for a while. Hence you want to add some more detail to it that will emphasize that, like for example dirt. So maybe even go further and just tap some dirt in there. Overall, just to add to the immersion, so to speak. Also here, let's just go down here on the inside and just add dirt. Brilliant. It just really adds. Well, we probably could even go further, but this is our base layer for the noise for dirt. So I'm gonna keep it like that for now. I'm just gonna make it smaller. I'm just gonna paint some dirt on the rocks here. Make it nice and dirty, because these have been here for a while, of course. So hence I want it to be dirty. Okay. Let's call this gate dirt. Oh. Gate dirt. Brilliant. Let's move over to the pillars, and we're going to do the same thing here. So we're just going to add dirt to it. I'm going to zoom in. Sometime today will be helpful. There we go. So new layer above the pillars, so you know that they are interconnected. Same here, multiply it. I'm going to turn off. I'm going to go to my colors, and I'm just going to paint around the edges. Again, where two objects meet or two parts meet, there's dirt. You'll see them here around the edges as well. Just add it. It just makes it look cool. Same here inside this tiny crease here. Don't be afraid to add some dirt there. You can of course do this as well with ambient occlusion, but why do it when you can do it like this as well? And by doing this you also have more control, which is exactly what you want. So let's go here. Let's go here as well, a bit more. Bottom side as well, just paint it, just go to town. Add dirt. Maybe a big one, just there you go. Same here, I can do it up front. Just make it dirty, because it has been here for a while in a damp cave, so it should be clean. So again in corners. This is fun to do though, texturing. It's just time consuming. As you can see, we've only done like 2 objects. Well, more than 2 objects, but we've only been going for an hour, I think so. And same on the bottom, just add dirt. You can also do this as well with the substance like ground dirt, but I kind of want to have more control over what's happening, so I just tend to do it manually. So you can actually control where the dirt will be located and where it's been for a while. There you go. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see if it's dirty. It's dirty. Maybe even more. Let's just make it dirtier. Cool thing is, even if it's like really dirty, you can still, with the brush here, you can just get rid of some parts here that you don't like. Like, I think it's too much. You just erase them, as you can see. So don't be afraid just to make it too dirty. That's fine. The stairs, it's gonna be a bit of a bitch. I'm not looking forward to this one. You pretty much have to add dirt in all these parts here. So let's go to stairs. This is the last one I'll do, and then we'll just gonna call it a day. I'm just gonna show you how it would work. So again, multiply it and just smaller. Problem is you can't really see where the parts meet. Well, it's pretty obvious this one, but here. Again, you can also do this with ambient occlusion, but you want to have more than just ambient occlusion. You have to realize that ambient occlusion or screen space ambient occlusion gets a little bit of blur, so it's never nice and crisp, even though that's exactly what you kind of want to have with dirt. Just keep adding it. See what it looks like. Maybe a smaller brush, and just keep on adding it. And if you once in a while like miss, that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing is perfect. Don't forget that. So just keep on stroking it, or just painting it. Keep adding those lines. Let's go to material. Some of them are a bit darker by now because I just got a little bit sloppy. But then again, that's also quite fine because it just adds to it. And you just keep on going and going. Boring, but hey, butter job. Also, you of course don't have to do all of them. I'm just gonna do the majority of them. Skip that one. This one, add some more. Zoom. Oh, we're almost there. Cool. Let's see what it looks like. Shader. That looks cool now. Maybe if you take this one and a little bit like blended, less obvious. Maybe, or like, I like it though, but I don't like it that much. Texture, I think it's a little bit. Let's make it a little bit scalable. Text looks a little bit better. Let's overlay this. Yes and no. Same here. It needs to have more tiling though. It just looks really bad right now. Even though we'll get some massive tiling, actually it's not that bad. If this happens, like for example when you put it all the way up for a texture size, and right now there is tiling. But you also kind of need it, otherwise you can count the pixel of this texture. But then you get this massive tiling going on. You could just paint over it with like a dirt brush, like for example this one. Just grab it and then just grab the texture here. Then just paint over it, so create a new layer above it. Like so, just make it nice big and then just paint over it. It's actually really helpful. This can also break up the tiling. So for example here, just make sure that the brush size is correct. Let's do default brush. No, let's do the, just see it starts breaking up the tiling. Actually, might even look better. Let's see. Or just not. Let's just tap. Let's try artistic. No. No. That just looks awful. Let's not do that. Let's just keep like this and just turn down the time a little bit more. Yeah, it needs to be more. Crap. Do 9. And 9. This fixes it. Most of the tiling issues. It's still there, but we're gonna add some more dirt anyway later on. So just keep on adding textures and adding the cool stuff. I might do a part 2. Well, I will definitely do a part 2 on the cave itself. So for now, I'll just leave you at this, and I'm just gonna keep on painting this one, and next time we'll do the actual cave. So I'll see you guys next time.